across the UK, on DAB+, on your smart speaker, on your smart TV, and on your side. This is Talk.
You may have noticed that it's quite warm at the moment. The meteorologist and broadcaster Joe Wheeler is with us on Britain's record-breaking heat wave and how the nation has or indeed has not been coping. Joe, tell us how and why it's happened and what happens next.
Well, it's been a fairly manic weekend with records broken all over the place. Until very recently, the record for the hottest day in May was set in 1944, and I think it was 32.8. Well, we've broken that. We broke that yesterday. But today we broke it with a high of 35.1. That was measured at Kew Gardens. Heathrow was close behind. And with that temperature, we also broke the record for the hottest ever bank holiday. Now, of course, it's not bank holiday today. It was yesterday. So it was yesterday's values, which were 34.8. 34.8, breaking the previous 33.3, which was set in 2019 Heathrow. And that was an August bank holiday. So, in fact, we've now got a May bank holiday that's beaten an August bank holiday. And, of course, this one was early because for the May bank holiday, all 3 days of the bank holiday have to be in May. And if they did happen next weekend, the Monday would have been the 1st of June. So it's early by a week. So those are really quite extraordinary temperatures. We've also seen the first ever tropical night in May. Now, a tropical night is one where temperatures never fall below 20 degrees Celsius. And we almost made it a couple of nights back, but this morning 21.3 at Kenley Airfield, and that will have been a tropical night. I don't think that was the only area either. At about 5 o'clock this morning, RAF Waddington was still showing 23 degrees Celsius too. So it has been a record-breaking weekend. The June record is 35.6. So we're just half a degree off breaking the record for June, let alone May. So extraordinary heat. And of course, many people think that when that happens, what we've done is we've filched the air from somewhere nearby, from France, maybe Spain, Portugal, Northern Africa. And there is a component of that in there because you may have noticed some Saharan dust, which has been covering cars. Usually that comes down with the rain, but it's been blowing in the wind, it's landing on cars and that sort of thing. So there has been a southerly flow, but it's not the southerly flow that brought us the very warm temperatures. Originally, it was cold air from Canada. Now, of course, air from Canada, not known for being toasty, but it's usually more like a freezer. But coming across the Atlantic, it was under high pressure, and that caused the air to sink, and sinking air warms up. So we started with this warmer than average temperatures. Then we had the strong sun in May, because the sun at this stage in the year is as strong as it is in late August. And so we had two warming effects, and then to add them to that, we had high pressure building in the southeast, which was bringing us this southerly flow and settling things down. So we went from a situation literally a couple of weeks ago where we were still seeing rainfall that had hail mixed in, lower than average temperatures and northerly wind, overnight frosts, to this ridiculously balmy situation where we've actually seen temperatures higher than Death Valley.
So when are they coming down, Joe? When are we going to have reasonable temperatures again?
Well, the strange thing is,
have we lost Joe?
No, I'm still here, I think.
Joe, you still there?
I am still
here.
Sorry,
I lost you there for a second. Maybe I pressed the wrong button. I'm not usually allowed near any buttons. I'm an arch graduate. Get me out of here. When does the weather change? When will we get slightly lower temperatures?
Well, there is a very weak cold front coming south from Scotland, which was going to settle temperatures somewhat. In fact, we've had something else happen. We've had these thunderstorms developing through the day. They're actually very close to me here in Lincolnshire. And it's noticeable that as the cloud comes across and the winds pick up, the temperature plummets. And suddenly, going out this evening, I was thinking, do I need to take a coat with me? That's just ridiculous, when literally all day I've been sitting thinking, no, it's just too hot to be outside. I've been outside most of the weekend. Let's not do it again. We'll also see we've picked up more of an easterly component to the weather. That's because the high pressure has shifted, and that's bringing winds in from the northeast, and it's going to bring a lot of low cloud across North Sea coast tonight. So first thing in the morning, many of those resorts, and they are resorts down the east coast, are going to find that it's gloomy and cold. And unless that cloud clears, they will see temperatures 10 to 15 degrees down on what we've seen today, which is going to come as quite a shock. I think for the rest of us, the focus of the heat is going to shift westward. And again, that's because this high pressure system is pushing that way and bringing in this northeasterly. Then we pick up a southerly again later in the week, so things warm up in the south once again, potentially with some thunderstorms. And then by the time we get to the weekend, it's all looking a little low confidence at the moment. Now, I'm sure you know how we forecast the weather, that many computers the world over, they all simultaneously run this modelling to see what's going to happen. And it's when these come into agreement that we say there's a confident forecast. If they're not in agreement, obviously it's a low confidence forecast. So at the moment, it's a little bit iffy what happens into the weekend, but it does look like we're returning to a more mobile westerly, so an Atlantic flow, which is what we're used to, which usually brings some cloud, rain off the Atlantic, probably some brisker winds as well. That's followed by showers, and then we might get some dryness after that. As a rule of thumb, it's suffice to say, if it's a northerly wind, it's cold. Yeah, if it's a westerly, it's probably cold and damp. Southerly, get the barbecue out, and an easterly wind is either going to mean glorious weather or existential despair, depending on when the season is.
Joe, thank you very much. No one quite gives a weather forecast like you. We'll have you back on the debate desk in studio in a couple of days' time as well. Looking forward to that. Joe Wheeler there, meteorologist, debate desk commentator, queen amongst women.